And we've got the Acenator right here. And just thought I'd go live, man. It's the last day of the month. And you know what? It's been a great month here on YouTube. Thank you to everybody that tunes in every day. And this is a random live. These are not planned out. I just saw a window in here. Now at any minute I could be called to dad duties and have to go and take a break or something like that. But man, I thought I'd come on here and see if we can't close out the month strong. What's up, Dave? We got a moderator in here, which means we're in business. Yeah, this is random dad break. Like I was saying, man, at any live. So let's roll with it as long as we can. And what's happening, Eric? Diamond Lou, hey, here's the deal, man. I'm trying to finish strong for the month. I did a really cool video today. It's not in the member section yet. What I've been doing lately, if you've noticed, is in the member section of videos, I tend to put out one video a day. Sometimes on the weekends, I don't put out an extra video. But yeah, I got Ace right here. I got Ace right here with me. He's licking my arm, which is what he likes to do. I think he thinks he's nursing or something on my arm. And the Ace t-shirt, that's right, Dave. I got to do that. But we do have brand new t-shirts. You should see a link in description. We've got the new Here's the Deal Bad Brad t-shirt. People were asking for it. We now have it. And man, lots of cool stuff going, in the guitar world and all that. And like I was saying, I put out a new video today in the member section, and I worked on a new one today. Here's the deal, Eric. So there's a new video that will probably go out in a couple of days, where I basically time capsule guitar case. I pulled out my old showcase flight cases out of storage, opened them up, found some interesting things inside of them, and encapsulated how these guitar cases become time capsules. And it was pretty wild to do that. And it was an interesting video. So that's going to be coming out for members soon. CC, glad to have you here. We're just trying to finish strong for the month. That's what it's all about here. And I'm having a sparkling beverage. I'm on dad duty. The wife is out of town, so I might get called away. Maybe you guys get to watch the light pole and the lava lamp for a minute if I got to go do something. But I figure, man, why not take advantage of this end of this month, try and finish strong, and here's the deal, man. I think that video that I put out today about the nightmares and struggles and all that, man, I think so many people can relate to that video. But you know what? It doesn't always catch that algorithm ride. And so, yeah, why not come on here with Ace and give the channel a boost, give it a final boost for the month, because here's how it works out. And look, just by watching this video right now, you're helping this channel. You're helping generate income for this channel. So don't anybody feel like you have to do anything or whatever, right? Super chats are much appreciated, but I'm really just here to get the numbers out, to feed the algorithm and the plaid pup rocker, dude, who just won't stop licking my arm. It's just nonstop. Ace is extremely happy because dad, last 2 nights have been dad dinners, right? And so last night, I made hot dogs and baked beans, right? And then tonight, oh, Erickson, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Helping helping get the vibes flowing. Tonight, I made steaks and broccoli and French fries. So it's been dad dinner. Dad, like and subscribe. Yes, and that's the other thing, K-Dog. Thank you for telling me that. Um, we are so close to 21K. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now I played bass the other day, and it's like I feel it in this shoulder. I've really got to just limit my bass playing. I started hiring Steve Forrest to play Sideways J. Yes, that's Jay Ergo, right? Is that your YouTube? I can't remember. Yeah, dude, that is a very real thing. So the interview I did this past weekend, which should have gotten thousands of views, but I get these messages, dude, and there's a lot of stuff that I forgot on the road. There's a lot of nights where I just blacked out and had the next day people would tell me what I said, or I was cracking people up. I would be partying on the bus in the front lounge, right? And the guys that were trying to be good would be passed out in there. Oh, Hank the Hillbilly, thank you very much. Canadian dollar, thank you, sir. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. The people that were trying to be good would be in their bunks, and they'd be hearing the stuff that I would be saying and just back there laughing their ass off. Awesome, Jay. Jay Ergo is here, which, by the way, it will be not next week, not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after that. We're going to do the Jay Ergo interview on the channel. Hopefully Jay can join us. I think Jay is in Charlottesville, so he will be on the East Coast. So if he gets up Sunday, if he doesn't have a late gig the night before, he will join us, and super cool dude and great guitar player and all that. Which, by the way, Jay sent me a clip from a while back of him playing with this band. And you know what? I believe I had seen that clip before. I may have searched Jay Ergo on YouTube at one point in time. I need to go back and rewatch that. But man, trying to keep up with everything, man, it's been crazy, dude. It's been crazy. But yeah, there were many times where I'd wake up the next day and they go, do you, oh, cool. So Jay Ergo's going to join us, not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after that for that interview. Jay was the first guy to teach me how to play electric guitar. And he's a super accomplished guy that's done a lot of cool stuff. And now he plays in Charlottesville and he plays in Mexico. What was the town you're in again? Remind me of that. Can't think of the name now. Mazatlan, dude. So yeah, man, we're finishing strong for the month. We're gonna have a great, and here's the deal, man. This month, you are starting to look at the months as how many Saturdays we have. We always give a boost to the channel on Saturdays. We're glad to have P-Funk here. And Earl, glad to have you here, brother. And, we always get a boost every Saturday, right? And so having a month with 5 Saturdays, that's a good month. It always is better than the months without it. Well, this is a 4 Saturday month, and this month is turning out to be better than last month. So it's getting to a point where it's some of the old videos are slowly getting recycled. YouTube is give them a little boost every now and then. And it's like a steady kind of growth. It's not like, I'm not seeing like gigantic bumps, or anything, but it's like, okay, it's a creep. Yes, it's a creep, then a leap. So yeah, that would be what it is, man. But it's surprising because I was already thinking I peaked last month, and this month was gonna, and here's the deal. I only had one video this month that broke out. The tour bus video seems like everybody. I had a girl in the comments a while back who sent a comment saying, "Can you do a video about the smell of it on a tour bus?" I'm like, a video on the smell of a tour bus. Okay, well, and I just got around to it. JC, glad to have you here. I just got around to just doing describing life on a tour bus. And look, man, some people said, "Oh, I never experienced that. I was out with people that were very hygienic and very clean and all that." And I said, "Well, that's great. Not everybody's experience is the same." And I could say that sometimes it's worse than what I described. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's like an episode of Animal House, and other times it's like a night at the convent. It just depends on. It said JC says sounds like maybe she'd been on the back of a stinky bus. Maybe she had. I don't know, man. Ace is just unrelenting right now. So now he's chilling. Now he's chilling. He's this between this one and that one. Sideways Jay, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Very much appreciated. I'm literally touching the phone screen. So when people see that, or if there's a question, now again, this is an Ask Me Anything episode, as I always do, because I like to keep everybody, in the, involved in the show. And yes, this is a harness. Ace has had this harness on for a while, because I'll give you guys a clue, and I've talked about it before. The wife has decided she has to have a pool. So our whole courtyard is completely ripped up. I can no longer let him out in the courtyard and let him, bug hunt and do all that. And he's ready to join the Bay City Rollers. That's what it is. But so that is all. It's a mess out there. It's a mess, and it's gonna be a mess probably for another 3 weeks. So, Brad, living in Nashville, do you constantly feel like an outsider? Well, Kevin, I've moved to Florida, but when I was in Nashville for 30 years, in a way, I was always on the outskirts of what that town was all about. But, I would get pulled into things. I was never fully into the country thing or fully trying to be a country songwriter or trying to do that. I just wanted to play, all the other different types of music and get pulled into whatever I got pulled into. I wasn't trying to break into any of that. I just wanted to play my funk tunes and blues and all that stuff. And I would get pulled into stuff. So yeah, in a way, I did feel like that. Okay, as a craftsman, I've kicked around the notion of living down there. Man, you know what? I think there's a lot of people that come in and out of Nashville. I think if you want to work yourself into there, I tell you what you don't want to do. I saw a kid today on Facebook, and he posted 2 pictures of himself and said, "I'm looking to play down on Lower Broadway, and I'm a guitar player, and I play," and he named, every style under the sun. And, he's a kid, and I'm thinking that's, even in today's modern world, that's probably not how you get a gig down there. If you want to get a gig down on Lower Broadway, go down, hang out on Lower Broadway. offer to buy a guitar player that's playing a gig that you think you could fill in, that you could, hey, I know all these tunes, this guy's playing this gig. Offer to buy him a beer. Go up to the guy. That's how a buddy of mine, Mickey Gutierrez, who did an interview on my channel, he came up to me in a bar. I was playing a bar gig, and he came up and says, "Hey man, can I buy you a beer?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he buys me a beer, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm a sax player. I'm looking to play some gigs." And boom, pretty soon I had him in the rotation. And look, I can tell you the handful of times that I played down on Lower Broadway, which was not much. The only thing I would play is the blues clubs just off of Broadway. But man, the couple times that I played with a band I was subbing for, and turns out another guitar player comes up to me and says, "Hey man, can you sub for me next Tuesday at blah 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 blah?" And if I'd have wanted to be a Broadway guitar player, I could have done it. I honestly think if I'd have put my nose to the grindstone and wanted to do that and wanted to play on Lower Broadway and play that stuff, I probably would have gotten good at playing country music. But yeah, Erickson, I tend to agree. I always liked playing all the places around it. I like playing the jazz clubs and the blues clubs and the R&B clubs and Midtown and all the other places, and then the corporate stuff and all of that stuff, and then eventually get the call to go on the road with an artist. To me, playing Lower Broadway is, and especially now, it's an absolute madhouse down there. They just had an article the other day about somebody getting drugged down there, and something happened. So somebody said country is so boring to play. Depends on what you're playing, man. There is dude, that style is not easy to play. And if you're a lead guitar player, if you're the rhythm guy, or you're the guy singing and playing cowboy chords, yeah, I could see where that would be boring. But if you're a chicken picking guitar player, man, you could certainly entertain yourself all night doing that stuff. Theater, yeah, JC's talking about theater coach who thought I ought to try to go pro. Yeah, theater is a tough business as well. Yeah, it's turned into the world's largest bachelorette party. Absolutely. Here's Jamie is saying, "Hey Brad, do you think you can make a video on how to deal with rivals and enemies in the industry? We all know we have them." Man, what do you do? What do you do about them? Let me close this door so I can hear better. Here's the deal, man. You try not to worry about what other people are doing. It's the same thing here on YouTube. I will see people do interviews, stars do interviews with channels that have 850 subscribers. And I'm looking at my numbers and go, I got 21,000 subscribers, and I can't get these people to go, "Hey man, yeah, I want to come on your channel." But I can't worry about that. I've lately, if you notice my channel, right? Basically, I've been just doing whatever the hell I want, and look, there's a lot of current stories. Nuno left Washburn Guitars. I could have done an episode on that. There's the Line 6 stadium stuff, and I could have commented on that, but until I have that in my hands, I'm just gonna wait to even talk about it. And Tim, what's happening, brother? Tim Hardiman, Black 22 is here. Tim Benson is asking, "Brad, were you in Colt Ford in 2012, 2013? Remember a guy that had a killer amp set at Friedman and it sounded huge?" That was me, dude. That was me. If you saw a guy and he had a black beard or black hair, and I had a Friedman for a while, and I had Splon, I had Bogner, I had all that stuff. Tim Benson says, "No way, we opened up for you." So where was this? Tell me, Lafayette, Louisiana. Oh, dude, Lafayette. Now, Lafayette, was it? Tell me about the gig. Remind me. Um, yeah, man, always had fun playing in Louisiana. What was the name of the club? Was it? If you could only keep one guitar, which one? That I could only have one guitar. I 400 cap venue, Night Town. I think I remember that place. It was like a club. Yeah, I think I remember that place. Smaller club. I can remember walking around. Is downtown Lafayette kind of sketchy? I remember getting there. We got there early that day, and I was I walked off the bus looking for a toilet or somewhere, and it was I was walking around downtown Lafayette, and it was sketchy as all hell, dude. It was sketchy. So yeah, it's cleaned up a bit since then. Yeah, dude, I remember that place. That club was like in a strip mall or something like that, wasn't it? Night Town. I remember that, dude. I remember that. Now, I don't remember the gig that well, but I remember, the outside. Yeah, it was like in a strip mall, Night Town. Yeah, and I think it had the logo was like almost like the cityscape or something. Yeah, I remember that gig, man. I remember that. I should get one of those Parker Fly guitars. I think all that stuff. It's an interesting idea. Now he wants to get back. He wants to get back in my lap. Come here, buddy. Come here. I know. He's gotten to be high maintenance. This thing, man. Yeah. Thanks, Tim, man. Glad to have you here, brother. Welcome to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. I'm here every day, dude. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guitar Red, check his GoFundMe. I don't know what they're referring to. Oh, the Parker Fly guy's got a GoFundMe? I don't know. I need a black Strat in your collection. I've had black Strats, Erickson. I think at one time I had a Fender Hendrix black Strat with the reverse headstock. That was a cool guitar. Ken Parker is not well. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I always wonder what happened with those guitars. There's so many. I mean, here's another story. That's a huge guitar story. Oh, cool, Tim. That would be great. Reach out, send me an email. There's an email on my channel description, bro. Yeah, what was the other? G&L? I'm hearing G&L guitars is done. It's done. And that's a damn shame, man. Because they've got some really cool designs. They've got some really cool pickups designs. The Comanche, Comanche guitar, where it's like miniature P-bass pickups in a Strat style guitar. Great guitars. I think they're done. I think they've finally hit a wall where they can't sustain it anymore. I think the employees are not getting paid and all that. And for a long time, yeah, G&L. I'm hearing that they're done. I'm hearing that G&L is done, but I don't know anything further from that. Maybe they're not. Who knows? But yeah, they have, dude, it's like, it's hard because there's so many brands, right? How do you sustain? Red is saying Fender may step in. Yeah, I don't know. If Fender bought him out and turned it into a thing, but then would the prices go up and stuff? It's direct competition. Here's the thing, Fender should buy it up And then what do they make? A Fender Comanche with a Fender headstock and Leo Fender's pickup design. That's what I would be. To me, that's where the design, here, if you think about what Leo Fender did, I think more so than any builder out there, Leo Fender made the Telecaster there and the Strat, and those are just insanely amazing instruments. Simple, easy, easy to maintain. If the neck breaks, you can slap another neck on it. I mean, you got so many things right on the Tele and the Telecaster. You got so many things right, dude. It's pretty amazing. I mean, even the Les Paul, the first Les Pauls, where it just had a was it like the 52 gold top or something like that? Those had major issues with that trapeze tailpiece and all that. But man, Fender, Leo Fender, genius, dude. It's hard. That's what, see, people would want me to say if I could only have one guitar that I would take my Les Paul, but I'd probably take one of my Super Strats, just because I know I could pretty much do anything with one of those. But man, why would I? And when I had one guitar, when I only had one guitar, I had a, what was it? I had a Tom Anderson drop top with a piezo, so I could get acoustic stuff. I could have 2 single coils and a humbucker. The thing had a million different tones I could get out of it. And if you're gonna only have one guitar, have a Swiss Army knife guitar like that. So when you go, if you get called and you're trying to break out of being broke and all that, you can get a lot of different sounds out of that one guitar and approximate whatever style somebody's, yeah. Guitar Red is saying G&L had marketing issues. Yes, G&L had definitely marketing issues, and I think it's hard to compete with the big dogs, right? Fender could literally roll up to Nashville and give everybody guitars, which some companies did back in the day. I heard stories that PV back in the 70s would roll up with a truckload of PV amps and give it to all the touring players. And so you'd have guys like Jerry Reed with a full PV backline. And don't think that doesn't stick in people's heads when they see, oh wow, Jerry Reed plays PV, and you'd see the ads back in the day. You'd see the ads, so-and-so. There's lots of gear that I would buy because I would see some guy that I liked was playing the gear and I would buy it and then realize I still don't sound like that guy, even though I'm supposedly using the same instrument he has. So, it's just a tough thing, man. It's tough. So I'm missing. Used prices went up again too. Hopefully, used prices go up again across the board. Yeah, Jerry Reed was an incredible guitar player. If anybody's heard the story about Jerry Reed playing, getting called to go in the, thank you, CC, thank you. Jerry Reed getting called to be in the studio with Elvis and how that all went down. And that's a wild story. They literally got him out of a fishing boat and brought him into the studio. And Elvis would always want everybody on the sessions to be dressed nice, right? He didn't want anybody coming in looking like a bum in the studio. And they couldn't get the track. They were trying to cut Guitar Man, which is a Jerry Reed song, and they couldn't get the guitar part right. And they said, well, why don't you get the guy that wrote the song? Well, how do we do that? Oh, I think I know where he's at. I think he's out on the lake. And so they went out on the lake and got his ass and brought him in. He comes in with this fisherman's jacket with lures on it and all this. Ace is going nuts again. He won't let me put him down. So it's hurting my shoulder holding him. Yeah, well, Jerry Reed didn't end up giving publishing, but look, man, and that's people talk about getting publishing and all that. If you're an unknown and you're trying to break into it, would I? If I'd have written Guitar Man, nobody knew who I was, and Elvis wanted to cut it, but they said you're going to have to give 50% of your publishing to Elvis Presley Publishing, courtesy of Tom Parker and all that, Colonel Tom Parker. Dude, I would have done it because 100% of nothing is nothing. And you need that kind of break. If you'd have had, she's watching cartoons right now, Mia. She's good. If you'd have had 100% of something and then it doesn't get picked up or whatever. Now you talk about Dolly Parton, who was offered for Elvis wanted to cut "I'll Always Love You," and they wanted to sign the publishing, and she said no. But she was already kind of a star, right? And then obviously it certainly paid off when Whitney Houston cut the song and made it a huge hit. But dude, if you could get a cut on an Elvis record, back in the day, if you could get a cut on an Elvis record, like Otis Blackwell had multiple cuts. Was Big Boy Crudup had a couple of Elvis cuts. Lieber and Stoller had cuts. Dude, one cut on an Elvis record, you could be set for life back in the day. You would have been set for life. The guy, That's All Right Mama was Arthur Big Boy Crudup, right? He was set for life after Elvis cut That's All Right Mama. And Elvis performing it over the years and it ending up on live albums and all of that stuff. So, it's like if I had been in a position like that, and there were times where I was, potentially going to sign a publishing deal or whatever. And look, I've got all of my publishing on everything I've written, but I don't have any cuts. If I'd have signed a publishing deal, if that had come to fruition and they had gotten me cuts, then my catalog would be worth way more money. And without giving up something, right, then, you don't get anything. Okay, Bill Allen is asking, let's see if I can find this. How many flying V's do you have? Bill Allen, I have 0 flying V's. I have the Jackson Minion V, Rhodes V, and that's it. That's all I have. So that's the deal. Yeah, Rhonda said it right. I am the salt lick for this dog, and he knows I'm always salty, dude. I'm salty. I taste like Waterloo and salt, especially dude. I cooked that steak perfect tonight, dude. I seared it on both sides, butter in the pan, olive oil, seasoning. Forget about it. Put a piece of gum on it. It was delish. It was delish. He is the true rock star. Yes. He is the rock star. Look at this thing. I think he knows that people are watching him. He always wants to be. Look at that. He's smart, dude. He's smart. He knows, dude. He knows. Guitar Golf, glad to have you here. This dog knows, dude. He knows this is where the action is right now. Mia's in there watching cartoons. I can hear her singing. She's been singing the national anthem. She's been singing the national anthem, so I joined in and was singing it with her today. I guess they've been learning that at school. They do it every day. So yeah, that's the deal. But man, you know what? Yeah, you know what we had today? It wasn't. It was like. It wasn't. It was choice. It was USDA choice, which I think is lower than USD grade A, but it said like eye of Chuck or something like that. It was something like, dude, all I know is I look at those cheap thin steaks and they got no marbling in them, and you're like, that's going to be like eating shoe leather. These were these thick pieces, dude, and it was all marbled. And it was like $11 when everything else there was like $30, $25. So I said, this looks good. I bought that thing, boom. He's saying it, yeah, I guess maybe Eye of Chuck is what it said. Well, dude, I cooked it like a steak on the stove, and it was awesome. So yeah, it did have more of that chuck roast flavor. It tasted like chuck roast. It tasted damn good is what it was. I don't even know what the difference in the cut. We do have, I believe, Piggly Wigglies, and we have Winn-Dixie and stuff down here, but we've literally got a Publix like a mile or two down the road. So inevitably, it's just quicker and easier to do that. Now, for everybody that's watching, if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, dude, because we are on our way to 21K. Mike P. Funk says, dude, Chuck Eye is called the butcher's cut. It's basically a rib eye. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Chuck Eye. Dude, it was awesome. It was literally like, I was just shocked. I paid $11 for, dude, it was essentially like 4 top sirloin steaks. It was connected. And so we ate 2 of them tonight. She had a small one. I had a large one. And then I got 2 more that left over from tonight. So it's 2 meals, dude. So yeah, dude, I'm all about the beef. I would eat beef 3-4 times a week. It's gotten so expensive, man. It's delicious. So that's the deal, man. You've got all this stuff going on in the guitar world. And man, I've just literally been on this path, of just doing, yeah. So that's a funny thing. Rhonda says, hit the pig up, Brad, and stock. I'll tell you a story, man. When the pandemic hit, a few years back, there was a Piggly Wiggly that was the closest grocery store to the house, right? And dude, I went in there and I just literally, because I didn't know whether this was going to be something that was, the end of the world or whatever. Dude, I went in that Piggly Wiggly and I just like, I filled up a cart with canned goods and all this stuff. Yeah, if you're trying to save a few bucks, man, Piggly Wiggly is the place to go. But the produce and stuff in there, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. But yeah, dude, I went in there and just literally like, it was like stocking up for the, what do they call it? Prepper. I was prepping. Dude, I went into last minute prep mode. And because, my wife she doesn't think like that until I start to go, you know what? Probably be a good idea to have a few cans of soup in the cupboard. Just in case, right? Now she gets it, right? But, here's the thing, man. Canned food, you eat it, every now and then, but you don't want to be eating that stuff all the time, man. That's why this is an Ask Me Anything episode. Ask Ace anything. Oh, dude, speaking of steak, dude, he loved that tonight. He absolutely loved it. Man, low streaming royalties are killing me. I hear you, Acapulco. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has entered the building. Elvis is here. Acapulco Elvis. I'm so glad to have him here. We have a great provider here in rural Australia that has the most amazing local meat products. Had a porterhouse to die for a couple of days ago. That's the way to go, dude. And that was another thing that I used to do. There was a farm out in, I can't think of the town. There was this farm that I could literally pull up in the car, and they would bring meat. Like, they would sell you meat, like really, like literally bring it right out to your car. So I was buying all kinds of stuff like that, dude. I would buy steaks from them, or hamburger in large quantities, and then you'd freeze some and you'd cook some and all that. Yeah, you gotta rotate it, dude. Yeah, you gotta rotate it. And that's the thing, because as far as using that and rotating it, it's like last resort for us to eat canned food. We just don't do it that much. So it's hard to rotate it when you're not eating it. Chris, hey, what's happening, brother? All right, well, we're glad to have you here, man. At least you dropped in. Told over and over that there's not much money in streaming your music on these big sites these days. Dude, speaking of which, JC, thank you for bringing that up. And thank you to the Acapulco Elvis for mentioning the streaming things. I saw a TikTok video or something today where this female artist was just losing it over the fact that she's got 100K Instagram followers, right? And her streaming royalties, she put out some music, and her streaming royalties are nothing. And she was like, I don't want to start an OnlyFans, but I can't do this. This and that. And saying she had 100,000 followers on Instagram, and her monthly listeners on Spotify was 40. So 40 listeners is nothing. 40 listeners is, it's nothing. You would have been better off having 100K followers on YouTube. I barely spend any time on Instagram. I check Facebook just to see how my friends are doing. And I can't really, I spend time on YouTube because I can, I've turned it into something. But dude, you can't, 100,000 followers, they're not following you to hear your music. They're following you because you've been posting pictures that these simps, now you guys know what a simp is, right? Guys that fawn over girls' pictures online. These simps are simping over this girl's pictures, but the simps don't want to hear your music. So it's possible, JC. Who knows, brother? Who knows? So man, you can't think that, and here's for anybody watching this, you can't depend on any streaming royalties for anything. It's not the reason why, and people are always saying, "Oh, put out a new album, dude. It's time to do an album. Do this." It's a money losing venture, and I've lost money repeatedly doing it. And unless you essentially get signed, which it's not going to happen now unless you've got 100,000 subscribers or something. So it's a no-win situation. Okay, so here's the deal. DJ Voy is saying, what's the easiest way for my solo to sound jazzy? Well, start incorporating chromaticism. That would be the easiest way to do that. If everything you play is diatonic to the key, meaning in key, then it's you've gotta have notes between the key notes. You know, that would be a way to do it. Another way would be to play the upper extensions of the chord. That would be thank you, Rock. Thank you, brother. Yeah, that would be the easy way to sound jazzy. And look, if you want to sound jazzy, listen to jazzy. Listen to jazz music. If you want to, if absorb it, soak it in, learn as much of it as you can. That will look. What I used to do, dude, when I was a young lad, um, I used to put the jazz station on. Used to be a local jazz station in D.C. I used to be able to get on the radio, and I would play that when I was going to sleep. That is the easiest way to get the vocabulary in your ears. And you'll start playing stuff. They go, hey, that kind of sounds like, pick out one or two licks. Slow. You could slow the videos down. Exactly, Erickson. That's another one. What wasn't there there was one lick that they did a whole video of, that all these jazz players all playing this same lick, and they pulled them out of these solos. Learn that one lick. Learn two or three jazz licks, and you'll be surprised. I've got there's a lick I learned when I was a kid, dude, and I still use it as a starting point. These things. So that's about as good advice as I can give you on that. And I think that's solid advice. Get the vocabulary in your ears. Get the jazz vocabulary in your ears. It'll help you, man. It's just like getting the country vocabulary in your ears. If you're going to play country music, you gotta listen to it. If you gotta play funk, you gotta listen to funk, and all that stuff. So that's the deal. All right, he's like, he wants to get down, but then he bugs me when I put him down. He probably wants me to take him out. It's a melody and a few tunes. Wow, we got 71 people in here for a random. Hello, Slow. Glad to have you here. He has ants in his pants, and he's got ants in his plant. All right, you want to go out there? Go on out there. We'll let him do his thing. We're cracked open another sparkling. I'm gonna go check in the other room on Mia, and then we'll commence with more. Be right back. All right, we're back. We are back. So, Cheese, glad to have you here, brother. We're just doing a random little guitar talk. My gear guy has 20 G&Ls for sale. Hit me up. Man, and who's checking out? Sideways Jay, man, thank you for being here. We'll see you in a couple weeks, bro. See you in a couple weeks. All right, Mia? Okay. Do you need help? Okay. Well, Dad's got to go on dad duty. Let me go do this. I'm going to turn the mic off. back up and rolling. So yeah, man, able to juggle the dad duties tonight and come on here and close out strong for the month. Man, thank you everybody for being a great Dave. Glad to have you back. Just man, you know what? We're just having a little guitar chat on a Tuesday, right? Tomorrow is the 1st of October, and I'm gonna put out a good video tomorrow morning, and we just have to cross our fingers, right? And cross our fingers, right? We'll do the double cross, right? And hope that next month is a good month. But man, thank you to everybody. Yeah, pop-ups do well. Exactly. Look, we've got 63 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you want more content from this channel, go to the channel page and you can become a member. And also, we're still getting the Patreon page. I'm still working on that. And every now and then, the Patreon page gets a video that goes out before even the members of this channel. But everything's kind of intertwined right now. Patreon page is really a backup. My fingers don't do that. Let's see. What Brad said about chromaticism, the Barry Harris chromatic scale is good to learn. Just adds a scale step above the 4th and the 7th. That's all good information, WFM. And I'm not, I don't really know the Barry Harris thing. I've watched some stuff on that. Kevin has said, do you have a tip jar thing, Brad? Yes, you can do a super chat. If the moderators could help him navigate that, you can donate right here on this channel. I'm not sure. I think you hit the $sign under the chat, and you could super chat, and that's a way that people do that. But here's the thing, man. Just the chromatic scale, right? Just the chromatic scale. Taking, let's see if I've got. I don't have my acoustic out, but I'll show you. For instance, if you're in A minor, right? And I'm assuming you can hear that, right? Right there. I mean, or right? All of a sudden, you've got a long line that leads you to your A minor stuff, rather than your stuff like that. So just, and I'm totally I need to practice, but yeah, man, just being able to play some other notes and then targeting, right? Jerry, thank you so much, brother. Kevin, thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I've gotten quite a bit of good info watching your videos. Jerry as well. Thank you both. You guys are awesome. And I need to practice. I can't play good holding the guitar up like this. I have to right? Very, very kind. Yes. I'm not a lefty, Dwayne, but there's something going on with YouTube and my phone. It's making me seem like a lefty. When you watch the regular videos, I'm a right-handed guitar player. I don't know what's going on. I've spent 2 hours on customer support with YouTube, and they can't seem to figure it out. So it is what it is, And hopefully it works itself out one day. When it does, everybody let me know. Uh, yeah, I'm right-handed. Yes. Yeah, I need to put up a sign. Yeah, there's been a lot of weird glitches lately. Like, I'll on my phone, I'll schedule a video for tomorrow, and then I'll go on my computer and it's not scheduled. Weird little glitches. Well, look, they're getting ready to roll out all kinds of new features and stuff. YouTube's going to be doing all kinds of unique things. And some of it seems kind of exciting. Uh, yeah, Robert, I did check that before. Check reverse facing camera. I did do that. So I don't know because when I'm watching right now, all my guitars are right-handed. And I've checked that. Yeah, I'm in a mirror world. It's mirroring. Yes, and I've messed with that and thought, so we just roll with it. It just is what it is. But I don't do a ton of playing on these live clips, and frankly, man, my shoulders a little tweaked. I have done that, Eric. I've gone in reverse camera settings. I suppose, I don't think I can access this by swiping up out of this. I think I will lose the stream. So yeah, it is what it is, Kevin. It's no big deal. But it's a little aggravating. I get it. I get it. But you know what? It is what it is, man. It's an optic glitch. Yes. YouTube channel is great. Yeah, the Barry Harris. There's a lot of good jazz guys on YouTube. I'm not a jazz guy. I'm a fusion guy because I'm not a straight ahead jazz player. I still lean on my rock chops and things like that. When I play that kind of stuff. But that whole world of playing has progressed so much, and there's some great teachers. I did study jazz. Yeah, I studied it, but look, man, the guys that really play that stuff, that's not me. Uh, so yeah, that's the deal. Um, so yeah, so what else? What else we got? We've been on for 58 minutes. I mean, I'll go for a little while longer if you guys want to hang out. Wishbone Ash has a lot of jazz influence. I'm not that familiar with them to know that they had that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, look, man, my thing was this, and I knew Jimmy Bruno is amazing. Yeah, he's amazing. Mike H, what's happening, brother? Here's what we do. We just do an hour of the roasted maple. Roasted maple, dude. Roasted maple. Who would be who my favorite jazz guitar player is? George Benson. George Benson. Why? Because and dude, there's some really good teachers on YouTube that teach you how to play George Benson style stuff. He's got some things that he does, some tricks that he does to be able to play all those notes, dude. He plays all those, especially the early George Benson stuff. Of course, he became a pop star. Of course, he had hit songs and all that. And once you do all that, then the chops and all that, you realize it's not that important. But yeah, his early stuff, dude. And there's bootlegs of him. There's videos of him playing. In clubs and stuff way back in the day. Robin Ford is another great one. Gary, thank you so much, brother. Mr. Knobloch, thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Um, but I just, I like Robin Ford, Larry Carlton, George Benson. Yeah, George. That's something about George Benson. That was a great point just made by, um, who was that? Robert Mayer. Sing your solos. That's a great thing. It helps you. It helps you sing, develops your voice. Sing along with. Right? That's what gave George Benson his thing. He is essentially scat singing through his guitar. So it develops your ear, right? And it's soulful sounding, right? And it could make you take your playing in a different direction because you're not just playing patterns, you're singing, right? Pat Metheny is great. Riviera Paradise by SRV. I was very surprised by that when I heard that. I would not call Stevie Ray Vaughan a jazzy player, but he could cop that vibe. He definitely copped that vibe, and that is a cool track. Yes, I really, and great guitar sound, dude. Kenny Burrell, guy was saying is great. The old school cats, Pat Metheny. Pat Metheny is incredible. Pat Martino. If you want to hear a guy that sounds like he's kind of in the Benson camp, but more complex, Pat Martino. Pat Martino is an amazing guitar player. So, you know, and that's what eventually, look, I was playing on the Strip, but when I would be getting off work and, or, you know, from working at the pawn shop or working at the hotel I used to work out, dude, I would put Asia on and listen to Steely Dan all night. That's just what I would do. I remember being at the Shock House one time, and I think P-Funk was there, and our buddy Johnny D was in the front yard rocking back and forth saying Dutch Boy Bad. And I was in my room with Asia blasting all night on repeat. He used to be able to put repeat. Right on. Wednesday Sky, glad to hear it. It's Joe and Leslie. Wednesday Sky, glad to hear you guys are still doing the thing. Dutch Boy is bad. It is bad. Our buddy Johnny D had chopped his long hair off and given himself a Dutch Boy. He cut it himself. And we kept telling him, Dutch Boy bad. Dutch Boy bad. I need to get Johnny D on the show. Maybe we can get P-Funk and Johnny D to do an episode. I don't know, P-Funk, would you be down with you and Johnny D getting on there and doing a little Sunset Strip a thing? Would you be on here? Get the two of you guys on here. That would probably have to be Patreon only, bro. It would probably be a Patreon only experience. Dutch Boy, dude. The Dutch Boy haircut, especially when it's 1989 or 1990, and Pineapple, dude. I need to reach out to some of those guys and ask, was there a guy sleeping on the couch named Pineapple? Okay, yeah, so P-Funk says he's down. Yeah, we'll see if we can get Johnny D. I always thought Johnny D used to do was it Moments with Johnny, or no, he used to do Breakfast with Johnny or something like that. He used to do it on Facebook. And I kept telling him, dude, you should be doing this on YouTube. You should be doing this on YouTube. And he said, oh, I'm not that fancy and all that. Well, dude, this is me with the iPhone. And so I don't know, but yeah, Johnny should be doing YouTube, but Johnny's doing some kind of construction type stuff or something. So I don't know. Moments with Johnny, yeah, dude, Johnny should be doing a YouTube channel. And he does have a YouTube channel, but he's he was posting like playing clips of his band and stuff like that. Dude, that's like the hard way of doing it. If he just went on there and just did his Johnny D thing, it would be good, man. It would be good. What guitar is it, Jimmy Smith? He says he's got 30 guitars. I need to practice my legato while I'm rusty right now, dude. I've took a little break with the shoulder issues and stuff. 73 Gibson Flying V, refretted, regular jumbo nickel. Do you like the regular jumbo nickel? Yeah, I would go jumbos. Yeah, I would go serious jumbos. If somebody asks me what frets I want, I like jumbo frets, dude. I want to be able to hammer on and have it just ring out. So Japanese. Yes. Johnny has interesting experiences with doing with doing TV and commercials and stuff like that. Is Hollywood stuff. John, dude, Tuesday random. Yeah, we're bringing the numbers, dude. Yes, indeed. John, thank you, brother. Tuesday night. I mean, here's the deal. Is anybody else doing a Tuesday night thing? I can't convince my wife probably that that I'm gonna do. She gets every week. I have to remind her. I have to go live Saturday at 7. Oh, well, you don't have to do it this week. Yeah, I have to do it this week. Somebody's asking what the Patreon channel name. If you go to my video I put out today, I believe the Patreon link is in the description. You can find the Patreon link. Sorry, I haven't put any links or any description or anything in this video today. It's just a random pop-up. But yeah, John, thank you for popping in. We're doing decent numbers on a Tuesday. And just a random, I use this random live thumbnail. I just pull it off my phone and it's like, you just go. Oh, okay. So Hanger Sacto, hey Brad, that guy Drew from Sunset Sound is a bad guy. Just FYI. Okay. Well, I'll tread light. Here's the deal, man. I saw that Drew was posted something, and I'm always trying to get people to do interviews and stuff like this on the channel, to come on and talk. I'm just simply not going to beg anybody to do anything. Yeah, thank you, Mike H. Thank you for sharing that link. There's the Patreon link if you want to become a Patreon of the channel. Will you be getting the Marshall module? That's a great question, Erickson. I don't know. I know we're going to probably be doing something more. I'm hoping. I would love to have the Marshall channel. I even with the demos that I heard, I was curious because you know how they talked about, you got the bass channel and the normal channel. Ace is, come here, buddy. Ace is back. Come here. Ace is back. So, here's the deal. I'm curious because I used to really like to blend those two channels, the bassy channel and the top end channel. And I didn't really hear a demo where I actually heard not just the 60s and 70s switch, but there's two volumes, just like on a Plexi. There's the two volumes. One is a very bass heavy channel and one is the bright. Well, I like to use that as sort of a volume EQ, right? And so I would really like to hear the low end in that and doing that. But yeah, I'm not begging people to do interviews or anything on this channel at all. People will, yeah, here's the deal, man. You know, it's not easy getting these, no, well, here's the deal. With a Marshall, with classic Marshall amps, there were 4 inputs, right? This amp has 2 channels that are identical, but each channel has 2 volume knobs, which equal the bass volume and the treble volume on a regular Plexi. And so, so that's the deal with that. What are you doing, Bubba? Come on in. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here.
No.
You don't want to say hi?
No.
Well, come say hi.
No.
Well, say hi and then I'll come play with you. You want me to go do something with you?
Yeah, but the remote.
What's wrong with the remote?
I can't.
You can't find the game remote?
No, I don't want for the TV.
Oh, you can't find the TV remote?
Yeah, did you take it?
No, you got it.
Well, it was gone when I came.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to be the end of our show tonight, kids. You want to? Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go do the dad thing, but man, thank you everybody for helping us close out the month of October. Wednesday's asking, have you ever used 2 amps? Yes, I used to use 2 twin reverbs on the road. That was part of my backline. But I got to go. Everybody have an amazing evening and take care. Thank you, everyone. Peace and chicken grease.